Hey, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hope you're all doing really, really good today. Back again here. Welcome, welcome. Say hello when you come rolling in. You are live with me right now. My name's Kelly, and you are here for an hour of fresh paint. It is a special I've been doing during the quarantine with different DIY and art projects. We are actually finishing up a project today, and I wanted to go live so that you could see the last part of this series. This is a secretary desk. It is a customer of mine, and we are just completely recreating this entire look. So if you have missed the beginning of this, you want to make sure you go back to the very first one. I believe this is part 4. So today we're going to do some wax layering and wax blending, and then we'll just kind of go through the very end stages of this. I think I'm only going to work on this part because the sides of it I'm still going to tweak a little bit of the paint. So you want to make sure that your wax is always the very last step, okay? So if you have anything to adjust or tweak, you want to wait, you want to hold off on the paint until you get that correction made. So that's what we're working on today. Hello, welcome everybody. Hi, Christine and Athena. Hello, hello. So, and again, a disclaimer, YouTube, if you do not care for live videos or the chatter in the beginning, you can just fast forward through this on the replays and get to the meat of it, okay? So you can still learn a lot through the live videos. Okay, all right, if you're brand new, make sure you tell me your name too so I can give you a shout out, okay? So the first thing I want to do while I'm talking to you is I want to take this clean rag. This is a lint-free rag, and I want to go over top of the transfer that I used, okay? So that's what I'm going to be doing just for a minute while I go through just a quick little recap on what we did. So when we started this, I started from, it's a start to finish job here that I'm doing live with y'all. So we started with how many colors? We started with 3 colors. We started with Apothecary, Salty Kiss, and Monet's Garden, okay, are the colors that we used on this. Then we flipped over and we jumped in with the IOD. It's called Redoute 4. I just got a bunch of those in, by the way, too. So I'm all stocked back up on these. Redoute 4, we cut them up. We strategically place them. I teach you how to do all that in that past video. I'm not sure which one it is. Might be like number 2. Okay, and then we also used some of the different stamps, okay? So the different stamps that I used were, and I just got more of these on in too because they're my favorites, the fronds and the butterflies. Okay, so I just strategically stamped in some different areas where it had just some open spaces. I also went around the corners with the transfer as well as some of the stamps, just slightly. You don't want to overdo it, okay? Hello, Mary, how are you? You want to make sure when you're using those stamps that you have a good brayer. So I use my brayer from IOD. It puts a nice even coating on, and I use the color Layered Chocolate rather than ink. Just a personal preference. That's what I like to use. I thin the DIY paint down to where it's like an ink consistency, and I just use the paint. So that's what I prefer to do. All right, so now we are just going to rub this out. Make sure I did most of this the other day. I hope y'all enjoyed yesterday's live with Tanya. That was such a treat for her to come and offer all her knowledge on alcohol inks yesterday. I really enjoyed that. So we'll be finishing this up today. All right, so I think everything's down pretty well, so I'm going to throw my little rag aside I'm going to take my shoes off. I work better with shoes. All right, let me here. Hopefully I can see your questions still. All right, and we're going to start off with clear wax. So this is, again, DIY products. This is on all natural. That's why I really, really enjoy the DIY products, is because they are all natural. She's very, Debbie Beard from Debbie's Design Diary is the owner of the company, and she's very particular about what goes into her product, and I really love that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get that. I'm going to get my little brushes, get my wax brushes out. And we're just going to start, let's start up here. Now, you're going to notice that it's going to change on you. See that little swipe that I made? Looks kind of dark, right? But that's okay. So what is happening is our paint that we use is clay. It's clay-based. So whenever you get clay wet, it just absorbs everything right up. And that's pretty much what is happening, okay? So there's no latex or acrylic, which is like a plastic. It's kind of like a plastic chemical, I guess, or coating that they put in most paints. This doesn't have that in that. So that's why it kind of changes a little bit of color and it gets a little bit richer and deeper. It will slightly lighten back up, but not a ton. So that's always something that I like to teach in here, and I make sure that my customers are well aware of that if they are brand new to using the DIY paint. You guys see what I popped in up above here? I popped in just a little bit of Cowgirl Coral, and I thought that that pulled the color of the flowers. Now I don't know, I may do a little bit of a slight blending just to kind of tone it a little bit, and then I will put some waxes on that, which will tone it as well. But I think that it's going to be really good the way it's going to pull the colors. So we will see. It's a little surprise for my customer, so I hope she likes that. We want to just get a nice coating in here. You guys, you don't have to use a huge load, a huge ton. Hello, Athena. What color is the upper? It's Cowgirl Coral. You must have just came in. Isn't it pretty? So this is kind of when the magic happens. And I feel like, I'm so sorry, I feel like it's really shadowing in on, I've got the sun behind me, so I'm right-handed, so I did try to move this a little ways thinking it would be out of the sun, and no luck. But I will make sure you get a good look at it close up before we end. I really just want it out of the sun because it's like 80 in here right now, guys. Hi, Terry. How are you, girl? Miss you. Let me see if I can pull this light up. Maybe I can. Hold on. Oh, dropping stuff. Maybe that helped. Maybe that helped a little bit. All right, so we're going to continue with that clear on there. And yeah, it does. It takes a minute to wax, guys. Are there any questions from any of you about the waxing process? I'd love the clear wax. I'm not, like, when I first got into the business, I was not a big, I did not love to wax. I don't love it now either, but I love the looks of it. Let's put it that way. But this is the nicest wax I've ever used to date. So, and a little bit goes a long way. So the idea about the waxing is kind of like when you wax a car. You know, you wax it, you get that wax on there, and then you come back after it's all dried, and then you buff it. That's the same concept of what you want to do with a piece of furniture, okay? Now, are there times when you do not want to wax? Yes, there are, and those times would be if you are using, like, if you're painting or refinishing a high traffic item, which I would say would be like a dinner table. If you have a family of, you know, oh, who gave me some mean faces? That'll be about enough of that. How can you have a mean face with waxing? Anyway, you guys, if you have a family of 5, 4, whatever, if you have a bunch of kids, you're going to want a hard coat on it. You're not going to want to just use wax, okay? You will end up with splotches on it as the time rolls on. So you want to keep that in mind, okay? Okay, I feel like I have a really good coat. Let me just get this little bottom part here. And I apologize, you guys. I'm usually on here at 2 o'clock. I've been trying to, but I'm going to have to probably adjust my time at times. So if I'm not on at 2, look for me at 6 p.m. and that's Eastern time, because I'm open a little bit more now. And so I'm trying to just adjust to the schedule. So, okay. So the next one I'm going to use is a little bit of dark wax. Okay, and this is, again, the DIY Paint brand. Like I said, some of the best wax I've ever used. And it's super, super soft. So a little bit goes a long way. I hope, is my feed okay, everybody? So let's start up here. So you want to kind of think about this. Think about your piece as far as how it's been worn. I'm going to change my camera angle. I think that might be. I got 2 frowny faces. I got 2 angry faces up here, guys. Ooh. That is just. Okay. Is that better? Hopefully. Still, there's a shadow. Okay, there. I'm just going to have to move for you as I work. So when you're working on these pieces, you need to think about how it has worn in real life, right? And you want to kind of think about that when you're putting this dark wax on. Now, we put the clear wax on first. I always teach that, especially for beginners, because the dark wax, it will grab on you and it will get pretty dark. So you want to kind of be aware of that and set yourself up for success. I'm going to try to move this light again. It's just that time of day, guys. Oh, that's looking better already, isn't it? Okay, let's go in this way. Hopefully I'm hoping that YouTube is working. Is there anybody on YouTube watching live right now? I know I give you guys a 3 for a little bit at a different time. Then I like to keep you hopping. So you're going to just kind of think about where this is dirty, and so it's probably been touched a lot right here, obviously around this little handle. So we're going to work that right like that. And then we're going to switch over. I'm going to jump over and grab a little bit of our white wax. Let me see. If you are watching from over on YouTube, if you could say hello, that would be awesome, just so I know that it's working. So I'm going to throw a little bit of white wax in the middle here, and that's going to give it just that whole, it already just looks like it's got some highlights, right? Like giving it that dreamy kind of look, yeah? And we're going to let that sit like that for a minute while I go on down. Watching on YouTube, thank you, Pat, for letting me know, because I wasn't real sure. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to go back in with my dark wax. I'm going to get in all those little cracks and crevices right now. So that clear wax that we put on, there's a nice barrier there. It absorbed in all of that clear wax, so we can kind of freely use this dark wax without being afraid that it's going to grab and look, too dirty on us, right? What y'all getting into? Anything good? Be careful, you don't want to, if you see something that's pulling up, get in there and push it down. You don't want to pull anything up. Okay? Anything, tell me something good. You guys tell me something good? Anything? It's been pretty, I don't know what to even tell you. It's just been a regular routine at our house. So it's like a zoo. We have our dog Ginger. I have a daughter. Her name's Cassidy. My husband's, his name's Jeff, but we call him Weiler. So it's just been regular life for us. All right. We're going to stop right there. I'm going to dip into my white again, and let's just right in the middle. Let's just make that all dreamy and stuff. Dreamy. And then we're going to just let it sit for a minute. I think I'll do a little bit right here as well. Just with that wax. Do you guys know that with the wax, with the clear wax, do you know that you can make any color wax that you would like? I don't know if you knew that or not. I'm going to push this back so you guys can see a little bit better. It's already looking pretty dreamy, right? All right, and my legs are starting to fall asleep because I'm sitting on them. All right. So for me, I guess the newest thing for me is I'm just trying to work out a little bit more. We talked about that the other day. Because I need it. And trying to get rid of the quarantine pounds and the winter pounds. We were kind of hit with a double whammy this year, not just winter, but going right into the situation, quarantine situation, right? And just threw our bodies for a loop, I think, or it did mine anyway. Put that white, that dreaminess in there. I'm wondering if you provide private one-on-one help when a newbie wants to do a piece. If you are local, I do occasionally do like beginner classes, or I have these really cool step stools that I buy, and then we do like layered painting, or I teach things like that. But it's not usually one-on-one. It's usually a class of like 3, no more than 5, when I'm doing like a class like that. But you do get a lot of time with me, and it's like an afternoon thing. So other than that, I would say if you're in the Creators Club, those ladies get extra time from me whenever they need it, because they're in my club and that's what they pay for, and all that good stuff. Hello, Maggie. How are you? Go ahead, and I don't know if that answered your question correctly. Let's go ahead and here. Now, you could very well, if you wanted to, you just do a hard coat on this. You would not have had to do the wax on it, or you could have put your hard coat on it and then put wax over top of your hard coat. If you would have done that, your wax would be a little less dramatic. Like I wanted a more dramatic look with the wax, so I opted out of the top coat. Okay. All right. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put the rest of this. All right. And then I think we're going to go ahead and one back in with the white wax. Boy, there's some people in bad moods today, getting lots of frowny faces. Maybe some trolls out there today. Do some blocking. All right. That's kind of where we're at. So now I've got my layers on there. So now we're going to go back over top of it. Let me get my little lids on here. Let's see. Here. And this goes here. I'm just going to grab the same towel that I used. Hello, Lolly Lolly. Good to see you. I love that name, by the way. It's so cute. Hi, Sally. Great to see you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just kind of take some of this off just to get the color where we want it, okay? We're not into the buffing mode yet. We are just simply pulling it off, pulling the colors off, just to get it to blend. I still have to paint the inside yet, guys. So I'm not done yet, but I'll do that on my own. You guys get the drift of regular painting, right? The not worst part, but the longest part will be over with. Is the feed okay over on Facebook? So it looks like, I think it's because the sun's hitting it, you guys. The sun's hitting it, it kind of baked it a little bit. So I'm going to show you a little solution for that. because it just baked it right on there. So if you are in a warm area, go ahead and wipe off pretty quickly, okay? You see how that just kind of works like a little bit like an eraser, but it is very controlled. So you can, let's say you've got a little too much dark on it. So up here, I'm thinking it's a bit too dark. I will just pull that right off. Thank you guys so much for spreading the love. I love it. Thank you so much. Pretty, right? I'll show you a little close up here. Let's see. So today is, what is today? Thursday? So some different things that I have coming up, gang, are I'm going to be doing some intuitive painting coming up. So I'll be teaching you all, about that process and how you can do it yourself. Kind of like the whole idea of the why you do it and how you want to try to do it if you're a beginner. Okay. You can kind of control it. Let's say you pull too much off, you just can simply throw some more back on there. I don't want to completely cover up the little stamps that I put in, okay? So the little stamps, I want it to be very faint, but I don't want to completely cover it up. So I'm going to go back over it with a little bit of the clear wax. Just lighten that right back up. Again, you guys, this is the Redoute number 4. Transfer, and it's beautiful, and it's fairly easy to use. You can just kind of line it up. It has a grid on it, so I love it. I've used this several times, and it really does get a lot of attention. So does the one that is, it's called Paris something. It's a beautiful one too. It gets a lot of attention. So I'm going to just lightly. You want to make sure when you're buffing too that you change your rag. Okay, see how it's getting dirty, and so you want to kind of like change it so you get some kind of clean area there. Or what will happen is it's going to start to look a little muddy. Like when artists say their artwork's getting muddy, it's the same concept. So I will continue to pull this off and kind of get it completely where I want it. And then tomorrow when I come in, I want it to sit for like, 24 hours is what the company kind of says that you should leave it for. Then you can buff it, and it'll have just a nice, really soft shine, real soft. When you touch it, your hand should not bounce on it. It should be very smooth, and you should not feel any of the wax on there as far as it being like real kind of gummy. I don't know if you guys have felt, like, have you gone in somewhere and you felt their the wax job that they've done and your hand sticks to it? That's because it hasn't been, they either used too much wax or they did not buff it. Or both. Terry, you need to stop in and talk about transfers. I would love that. I would just love to see your face, girl. Just have not seen you forever. I'm going to go let the sun hit this, and I'm going to jump over on the other side so that you can see it a little bit better. They are pretty cool to use. Now I want to try the transfer. Well, I know a place you can get them, Judy. I know a place. I know a girl. Yes, that is for sure. Yeah, if you do, if you're local and you do purchase from me and you need help, you just let me know. I'm always very willing to help you guys. So just let me know. All right. Back in. I wasn't even thinking about the sun heating this up the way it did today. It's pretty warm in here. I've got the air on, but I just didn't even think about that. You can tell I added some of the stamps down into the corners. I've got the stamps going around the side of it a little bit. They're incorporated throughout this entire piece so that it looks like an artistic piece. Like it looks like, because here's what you got to think about. When you buy a transfer and you do some special added things to it, it gives it a completely customized look, so that not everybody's going to have a piece that looks like that. So like you could just put the transfer on as is, and of course they're beautiful as is, but when you do stuff like this, it really gives it like that extra little level, right? Thanks, Judy. I didn't even pay her to say that. But thank you guys so much for spreading the love and being here for these lives. It's been, I thought it was going to be harder actually than what it has been. So that's a good thing. I thought I would have trouble coming up with things every day, but yeah, but it seems like it's gone very well. So I'm full of projects in my head, so that for that case, I guess it's not so bad after all. I'm liking it. I'm kind of satisfied. Pretty satisfied with it, where it's at. Let me take y'all back. And I'm going to raise the camera a little bit so you can see what the top of it is looking like as well. That paint finish with that transfer is perfect. Thank you, Nicole. It's a lot of fun. I hope that you guys give it a try. Let me move the camera just a smidge on. And you can kind of see Cowgirl Coral. I will either wax and do just like a little bit of dark wax, like maybe just in the corners. I won't dark wax the entire thing, but I will put clear wax on it. Deepen just a little bit, but I think it really looks pretty with flowers, right? Let me see. I can show you guys. And if you look up above, I did a few little embellishments just to pull it together using the butterfly stamps. And then take you around here and show you guys. It's a little bit hard with a laptop showing like all of the little embellishments and stuff that we did around the corner. So, and then again, we are going after that look of that piece in the back. Whoops, right there. So, which is kind of dark back there, so you can't see very well. Are there any other questions? That sun is really getting me. I'm trying to get back here so we can, there you go. There's a really good kind of a good look of how it's going to be. I will down just a little digit. So, all right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this series of videos. And again, I'll be back. Let's see what's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. If I can, I'll be back probably at 6 p.m. tomorrow for another live. And I haven't decided quite yet what I'm going to do tomorrow. I've got several little projects. So, but like I said, I do have an intuitive art painting that I want to do, and I'll probably save that for next week. And I'm going to have like something little special that I'm going to gift one of you while we're watching during the intuitive. So that'll be something fun to look forward to. Okay, we are about 37 minutes in, so we're doing really good today. And as always, you guys just know, if you're watching this later on the replay on YouTube, go ahead and put your questions in there. I'm always happy to answer. And if you're brand new and you love art and you love to learn about DIY, different projects, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell so that you get a notification when I have different videos coming up. I do have some that are edited that are going to be coming up as well. So you can look forward to that. And thank you guys so much. All right. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all back tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Bye.